If you implement only 2 or 3 out of the 5 things I'm going to teach you in this video, you will improve your mental health within a week. Now, in the first week, you will improve your mental health, but after a month, your life will drastically change. Now, here are 5 tips I'm going to give you to improve your mental health. The first tip is to meditate. Now, meditation is primarily used to help you focus on the present. We often worry about the past or the future, and it messes up our workflow or our life in general. It's great for keeping your mind at ease and clear, and also help improve your life's qualities. Now, some benefits of meditating is being more present with your loved ones. Have you ever been in a situation where you're trying to connect with someone and your mind just keeps wandering off to random things you have to worry about or just past thoughts? Well, meditation is going to help remove all that. Meditation will help you create deeper bonds and connections with people that you care about. Now, another benefit is increased focus on your work. When you're meditating, you help remove all the distractions from your brain. This helps uh, increase your flow state more effectively. We'll get into this later on. And you also get less random thoughts throughout the day. Whatever random thoughts you get about what happened in high school or the embarrassing time a couple years back, they'll all go away because you're going to be focusing on the present, and you're going to know how to come back to the present whenever those thoughts come back or arise. So, how do we meditate? Well, you're not going to need like those gongs you hear online and all that. All you need is a quiet room with no distractions. Now, how you meditate is you can do it on an app, which I recommend you use Medito. It's a good app for beginners or even advanced people, and this makes things easier for you. But if you want to do it by yourself or like do set a timer for like 3 or 5 minutes when you're first starting out, that's fine too. So first, you want to focus on your breathing. Focus on inhaling and exhaling. Focus on the breath. And then you also want to pay attention to your surroundings. Whatever sounds you hear, like a bird chirping or a car driving past by, you want to hear those sounds and then let them flow by. Go back to meditating. It's part of the meditation. And also, when a thought pops up, like it's bound to happen, return to focusing on breathing. That's the main important part of meditation, is to always go back to concentrating. Now, getting a thought and returning to the breath is part of the process, and it actually enhances your focus. The more times this happens, the more reps you get in. Think of it as like you're in the gym. If you do more bicep curls, you're gonna get bigger biceps. Just like meditation. When you get a thought and it distracts you, and then you come back to breathing, to the breath, that's like another rep. You get better at focusing and not getting distracted. So this also increases your attention span. It can be useful when getting certain work done or anything else that you're trying to focus in on. Now you can start at 3 minutes, meditate for 3 minutes, and then slowly work your way up. My second tip for great mental health is to adventure. Now, when you adventure, you're exposing yourself to a new environment. It's great for resetting your brain. Since you're so used to your current environment, it kind of gets boring or overwhelming, if you ever felt that before. Adventuring refreshes us and satisfies the innate desire inside humans to go and explore new places. Now, this actually did help me by accident. What happened was, I was going to the car wash a couple of days ago, and I took the wrong turn, and I ended up on the highway that I've never been on, and it was like it was just a new way, and it was actually kind of fun. I was nervous at first, but it was fun, and it made me realize how I should be doing this at least like once a week to really just excite my life a bit more. So the benefits of adventuring is it takes you out of your comfort zone and it makes you more comfortable in unfamiliar places. This actually helps with your in real life situations. If you're ever put in a social setting where you have to interact with people, you'd be more comfortable because you're already used to it. And that takes me to my other point is adventuring helps you meet new people. When you don't try and socialize with people, you kind of get it messes with your head a bit. Humans we are naturally social. So the more new people you meet, the better you'll feel. And of course, if when you adventure, it makes you less awkward and it makes you more confident because you're building the courage to go out and adventure even though you don't feel like it. Now, when you first how to start this is to start somewhere relatively close. If it's the trail that you've known that you live around but you've been too nervous or too lazy to go to, start there. That's a great place to start. And then slowly after you go to that one, pick a place that's a little bit further. And then just keep doing that. And then the further out you go, the more adventurous you become and the less nervous you'll be to go to new places. The third tip, and arguably one of the most important, is to build. Now, what I mean by build is you can build a great physique, build a skill, or a business, whatever your heart desires. Having something to look forward to is essential for keeping us fulfilled. Humans are innately inclined to build something. Fulfilling that desire tremendously improves your quality of life. Now, some benefits of this is you look forward to waking up every day to do something you want to do. It's not forced on you, and your desire to do better every morning or every day becomes more and more. When you think of like when you were a kid and you had to go to school, for some people that might have been enjoyable, but for most of us, it probably wasn't. When you are working on building something that you want to do, that feeling is amazing, and you guys, I hope all of you guys actually feel it. And then also the feeling of accomplishment, those mini goals you set when building like a physique or business, you get your first sale. That brings out the childlike happiness that we haven't felt in years. And when you feel how you felt when you were younger, it makes you realize how much better life can actually be. And obviously, you can have little mini goals in any endeavor, even the gym or fighting or whatever. And then also, it helps build mental strength. When you're trying to succeed in something, it helps you go 100% on everything else in life or in any endeavor that you're pursuing. And I think that's very important in leading a successful life. Now, how do you start this? First, write down a list of things you've always wanted to get into. Choose one and start working on it immediately. Pause this video and start by determining what you want to work on. And then once you choose it, how do you put it in your daily routine? Well, if you already have a habit that you do every morning or every night, stack it on top of that habit that you already have. So, for example, if your mornings are free, you wake up, you do your morning routine, and then after you don't really do anything else, you can do it then. Or say you come back from school or work, and if you don't have anything to do that like time, put it there. That way, it will be easier for you to get to it. The fourth tip I'm going to give you is about diet. What we eat affects everything we do, how we feel, how well we focus, if we feel strong or weak, like in the gym or in the ring, and our mood. What you eat can actually influence you to feel more depressed or happier. Now, I'm sure you've heard of this before, but I actually experienced this. When I eat something that's like unhealthy or unnatural, I get tired, my stomach hurts, and I don't feel sharp. And I hate feeling like that because I've got things to do and I need to make sure I'm 80%, not 100%, but 80% so I can get all my work done. But when you compare that to when I'm eating healthy, minimally processed food or like a minimally processed diet, it makes a huge difference. I think clearer, I don't have any weird discomfort in my body, and I feel strong and productive. Now, if you want to start eating better, but you don't know where to start, here are a couple of tips I'll give you. First, you need to eat fruit. Fruits that you like. Like if you like pineapple, eat pineapple, blueberries, papaya, things like that. And I recommend you eat fruits high in antioxidants, which means it just lowers inflammation. That's great for you because when you're chronically inflamed, you feel like you have a headache or you're just not in it. So having fruit that lowers that is amazing. And also vegetables that you like. Vegetables is great for fiber. Don't force yourself to eat veggies you don't like. It just makes it less enjoyable. And then protein. Like if you're in the bodybuilding space or testosterone, you know how important protein is. Make sure it's like clean sources of protein that our body can absorb better, like milk, eggs, meat, or like an isolate protein where it doesn't really affect your stomach or digestion that much. And then once you try this out, I guarantee that you feel the difference instantly. And now, my fifth and final tip is to journal. Now, I've mentioned this in previous videos before, but why I'm bringing this up again, and why I will always continue to bring this up, is because as young men, sometimes we don't have an outlet. Besides going to the gym or in the ring, letting it out physically isn't enough. And then if you've been through a lot of issues or turmoil, you know what I'm talking about. We need to clear our mind of all of our thoughts. And that's why journaling is important. Now, this also ties in with meditation, but when you put the two together, you get amazing results. Now, how do you start journaling? Well, journal what's ever on your mind. Be as real as possible because no one else is going to be reading your journal except you. Put all your raw emotions and feelings into it and just write everything that you feel is weighing down on you. Now, whenever you feel off about something, like another tip is just write it in a sentence. Now, when you feel like something is wrong in your life, write it down. And then once you write it down, read it out loud. And after you read it out loud, you'll realize how big or small of an issue it actually is. For example, I'm scared to deadlift. Now, when I think about that, I'm like, hmm, it's not that big of an issue as long as I start light and move to being heavy. Or you're scared of your first fight. Like I'm scared of being hit. But like in a boxing or MMA, jiu-jitsu, whatever, that feeling of being hit will only last about like 15 seconds. And then it'll go away and then you do it again. Obviously repetitions is what gets you used to it and you get less scared. And some benefits of journaling is you feel less suffocated. You don't have all of this mental anguish weighing down on you. You always have a way to release that mental tension that you're not comfortable talking about with other people. It brings you back to reality. You're not just living in your head all the time. You put it on a piece of paper and it actually makes it feel real, which is really important for us. And it helps you process your emotions in a healthy way. You don't keep it suppressed in you and then one day you just let it out in a unsafe way. And yeah, so these are my 5 tips about having great mental health. I really hope you implement these. If there's one I want you to do right now, it would probably be the build aspect here. Because building, you always have a desire to want to do something. You don't want to be bored. When you're building something, you're never going to have that feeling of boredom. Building and journaling would probably be the two to start. And then hopefully you start thinking about trying meditation and, of course, changing your diet, or if you already haven't.